Shalom everybody, good evening. I'm going to do an update tonight, a little bit in the abnormal time. Those of us on YouTube will go and catch it just a little bit later. And those of you who are here this evening, good evening. I know that Thanksgiving is coming for everybody in the United States. So before I start, I want to wish everybody to be thankful. I want to say a word of thanks myself. A word of thanks, number one, for your prayers. Your prayers, your tefillot are so powerful, so incredible. And I'm very thankful for the tefillot of the congregation, of the righteous, and for everything that you're doing to support Ahavat Ammi International, if it is in your tefillot, if it is in your financial giving, if it is in your kind words, whatever it is, we are very, very thankful. And this evening, I want to give a little bit update for everybody who is watching, because I'm sure you have seen the news, the update about the so-called prisoner exchange. I want to talk about this and so forth. Now, believe me when I say that, but I'm going to say it anyway. I wish, I told it to my wife this evening, I wish I was wrong about what I wrote in the new Hamas. The new Hamas, the great organized chaos, the coming of Mashiach. It's back again, number one. I know you saw my interview yesterday. It went viral. And it's reaching thousands and thousands of people right now. You should know, though, that I recorded these interviews weeks and weeks ago. And I said what I said. If you heard the interview, recorded immediately after October 7, what did I say? I say Israel will not be able to win this war on tanks and F-16s and their military. Why? I explained why. Because we are not dealing here with regular human beings. We are not dealing with... Cherry, you saying it's not fair? What are you talking about, not fair? We are dealing here with demons. Cherry, if you read the book, the new Hamas, you understand what we're dealing with right now here. Now, I want to explain to you a couple of things that some people do not understand. Why Israel? I want to deal with this evening two fundamental questions. Why Israel would agree for this deal. This is one thing that most of you do not understand. And this evening I want you to understand why this deal has been approved by the Knesset. Because after 40 plus days of war, 40 days later, do you understand that Gaza is back in the Stone Age right now? I don't think people understand what kind of a destruction there is in Gaza. And yet, somehow, Sinwar, Ishmael Enyah, and all those demons still dictate to Israel right now the deals for ceasefire. First of all, it's not a ceasefire. We will see. We will see if the Israeli government is telling us the truth. They say it's a temporary break. But how can it be right now that you have to ask the question, that here we are, that they are still dictating these rules to Israel? Again, I'm not saying this. Go and listen. Here you go, I'm holding the Spanish book, I'm holding the English book. Go read what I wrote. October 7. October 8th, I said, there will be no victory in this war. Christians, Messianic, listen to me this evening. Please. We are not fighting against the Palestinians. We are fighting against Satan himself, and the war will not be victorious without intervention of God. This what everybody have to get into their mind right now. Why is it that Israel agreed to this agreement? Why? You have to understand what I explained to you. You are laughing about this, some people. They don't understand because they don't have sensitivity to the spiritual world. So now let me explain to you why they did it, so that you understand. You see, right now in Israel, we are divided as a group of people in ways you cannot imagine. In some way, we are united, more united before October 7th. But in some ways, listen to me, let's say that Israel say right now, no ceasefire, we are not stopping. Okay, let's just say they say that. You know what's happened in Israel? Inside the nation of Israel, within a day, you're going to have a civil war. Within one day, listen to me. You don't understand Israeli media. You don't understand what. Within one day, you will have a civil war in Israel. This is the truth. Because the nation is infected with Hamas. We are infected with baseless hatred. We are infected with division. We are infected with hatred. It's the truth. It's the truth. Chief Rabbi of Israel this week, not the Chief Rabbi, excuse me, don't want to misquote this. One of the leading rabbis of the sect that called Litai, the Lita, which is a huge sect, says, don't cry over any soldier that died. Don't cry, because he's not our brother. Tell me something. How can a Jew says that a Jew that died to save him is not his brother? Because he doesn't wear kippah on his head, he's not your brother? Are you out of your mind? You have to understand what's happening here. The reason that this agreement went into place is to avert a Holocaust that will have brew inside of Israel. So you have to understand, there was no choice here in the state of Israel than to do this deal. Furthermore, listen to this. The Amman, Aleph Mem Nun, the Amman, which is the Central Intelligence Agency of Israel, the most important entity is called the Amman, like the word Amen, Amman. They released some important and shocking documents to the public this week. Thankfully, I took some photos. I'm going to be teaching about this. And here is what it says. It says, the Amman said, because they found secret documents that they reported 3 months ago, that Hamas was planning it because of the baseless hatred in Israel. That the enemy knew that there is baseless hatred in Israel. And because they saw that, they expedite this attack. I want you to hear this, because it is a lesson for all of us. What happened when sinat chinam is entering. I am not talking about religious things. I am talking to you about the Central Intelligence Agency of Israel releasing this. I read the article, and it says that exact thing to us, that we have to take to account today, that the enemy is waiting for divisiveness. Yeah, it is incredible, Ruby. It is incredible to see this, how crafty the enemy is. How crafty. He's just waiting for this. Let me see if I kept this article. I'll have to read it to you. A few words. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Listen to this. I even kept it. Look at this. I kept it from you, from the mainstream media of Israel. And I quote, Amman warned Netanyahu twice in written form. Iran, I'm quoting you word for word from Hebrew. Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas identify the weakness of Israel. And he ignored it. Now, I don't want to bash Netanyahu. That's not what I want to say. That's not my point. I don't know if he ignored it or not. But this is the mainstream of the mainstream of the mainstream news. In 2 letters sent to Benjamin Netanyahu in March and in July, the head of Amman warned that the conflict, listen to this, the social conflict in Israel caused the enemy to prepare for a large-scale military attack. The enemy has identified the perfect storm opportunity by seeing the internal conflict and Hamas, Haslama, and violence. And after this, few days after this letter, all the firing started to happen inside the government. Brothers and sisters, I'm just reading you just a little bit. This is news. You're not going to get anywhere. You need to know that the enemy, the real enemy, that's why I want you to help us with those books. The real enemy is the real enemy inside. What do you think we're making such a stupid decision? Listen, I am crying for those hostages. There is nothing more than I want is to see the hostages coming back alive. But if we are doing what we are doing now, we are really saying that the life of a hostage is more important than the life of a soldier. Is that the case? Is the life of a hostage more important than the life of a soldier? No! A life is a life. You need to understand this, that we are making those decisions right now for one reason: to avert a civil war inside Israel. Brothers and sisters, every day that go by, that this is not resolved, we're coming closer for the internal Hamas to bring a complete Holocaust upon the Jewish people. You want to pray? Here's what you do. This Chanukah, you light the Chanukiah. And I explain it in Chanukah and the light of Mashiach, that Israel is called a menorah. And you stop idolize the Jewish people. They need the anointing oil. They need Mashiach right now. We need Mashiach right now. We're not going to win this in any way, in any shape, against a Satan without Mashiach. And you should know that. And you should understand that. Of course, these demons say, oh, we cannot do the exchange of prisoner right now. We don't even know where the prisoners are. Do you know what's going on right now? Half of those prisoners, they cannot even provide names. They say, oh, some of the prisoners are no longer with us. They are right now with jihad. Come on. Do you trust Hasatan? Israel is making a deal with Hasatan. And you should know why. And I'm not saying we're not justified to make this deal right now. Because if we don't make this deal, I think that all the liberal leftists will revolt and cause Israel to come down to its knees from inside. Wow. What a report by the Ammi for the warning that in March 2023 that this is going to happen. I'm asking you today to understand this and act upon this accordingly, because this is the spirit that is coming to the United States of America. A spirit that will choose to divide you, to disunite you, to make you angry, to make you entitled. This is what's coming to America. And everybody should understand this. We as an organization are not going to stop. This weekend we have Miami. Then I'm going to New Mexico. From New Mexico, I got a phone call today from Daystar. I'm going to do a bunch of TV interviews. We got to wake up people to the indifference. Brothers and sisters, this indifference, this arrogance. They told the government it's coming. In March and again in July, they told us it's coming. But it is pride and arrogance that lead to a fall. Remember that. We must make sure that we go our days leading to Hanukkah being like a shamash, serving, meek, humble, not to pride. Don't have the American arrogance. This is not going to happen. Guess what? I am speaking this Shabbat in Arlington, Texas. Guess what? Middle of the Bible Belt, Messianic Jewish Synagogue. This last Shabbat, this last week, this synagogue had graffiti of swastika all around it, all over it, with the police coming. We are talking about the Bible Belt. Do you honestly believe that the spirit of Hamas cannot get to you? It's already gotten to all of us. We are already been infected. It's already been happening. Brothers and sisters, how should we respond? As Paul said in 2 Peter 3, what kind of people should you be? And he said, live your life in holiness, live your life in godliness. This is important for all of us to understand that. And in that way, you will hasten the coming of the Lord. Guess what? If we compromise our value systems of holiness and godliness, we have been already fallen to the arms and the hands of Hasatan, Imach Shmo. Do not do that. Do not do that. Brothers and sisters, look at this. A man come to Israel, the CIA, and telling them it's coming because you're killing each other, you're fighting each other. The enemy see that and is going to bring us down. And what did we do? We're Israel. They're not going to be touching us. Is that so? Look what pride. Look what arrogance has caused us to suffer. I know that this is Thanksgiving for those of you in the United States. Please take a moment in this Thanksgiving to ask God the question, am I thankful for the Son who made me proud and arrogant? Or am I thankful for the Son who made me meek, humble, and willing right now to go and take the true identity of the Son upon myself? Ahavat Chinam is what we need to do. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, friends. Do an action of loving kindness. Do a mitzvah. Give tzedakah. Find the poor. Find the needy. We have to do that because the spirit of Esav is consuming us in Israel. So now you know the truth. Why did Israel chosen to take this crappy deal? For the reason that you now understand. To avert civil war inside of Israel. That's what happened when you start to deal with the enemy. It's become a slippery slope that you cannot stop. And the downfall is a downfall that you cannot stop. Cindy, you're saying the same is happening in the U.S. Of course it's happening in the U.S. Of course it's happening. Because whatever going to happen in Israel is going to be a picture of whatever is going to happen in the world. Israel is a preview for what's coming up. Not just for the United States of America, but for the entire world. For the entire world. I am going to finish this book on Edom. I am going to finish Romans 11. Friends, we don't sleep, we don't eat, we don't do anything except write, defend Israel, and speak publicly. We have no life at the moment. Okay? We are going to get all of those done. But you have to understand something. For all of us, there is going to be element of risk in the days ahead. You are going to have to risk something in the days ahead to make an impact. My question for all of you today, you're entering Thanksgiving, is are you willing to risk everything so that we will remain free to serve Hashem, to serve the Lord? Compromise brings chaos. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. And that's why I wanted to give you those news from Israel. Don't think that our people are doing it because just the hostages. They're doing it to save their own tuchas. It's funny that you mentioned the Maccabees. Judah the Maccabee in the final battle. By the way, I hope everybody, all the Hanukkah and the light of Mashiach, because I do talk about this a lot. But in the final battle, what did he say? We either going to win as one, or we're going to die as one. This is the root issue right now. The oneness is leaving us in Israel. And we have to find the oneness again as Jews. And oneness before Hashem. Not based on politics, race, color, but oneness as Jews before Hashem. I hope that this next week will be an important moment for Israel. We need to pray for one thing. You want to know how to pray now? You need to pray specifically that Israel will not put trust. Listen to me carefully. In America, will not put the trust in negotiating with the Hamas, and will not put the trust in its own politician. Israel got to put its trust again on Hashem. On Hashem. That is the only solution that I can see to get us out of this in these days ahead. Because, brothers and sisters, it is going to get a whole lot worse. Not only that you're not to trust the enemy, you're to run away from the enemy. So I hope that this evening, as we're closing down just for a little bit, again, Shabbat morning, guess what? I am going to the synagogue where they painted swastika. I'll be there and I'll declare the Lord there without any fear. And I encourage everybody to come to Fort Worth, Arlington, Texas, and be part of this. Come support it. If you live in the DFW area, please be part of this. On Sunday, we're going to do a major thing. The next Motzei Shabbat, I'm already in Miami. We're going to do a major thing. Be there. Do not be afraid. My friends in Miami, in Florida, be there. Monday, we have a major day. Tuesday, New Mexico TV station. Wednesday, day stop. We're not going to stop. A remnant from the church will be woken up. Without a doubt, I believe for that. And I'm asking you to understand we are all on a borrowed time right now. We are on a borrowed time, all of us. So while we still have this voice, make this voice count. Immediately after that, after I finish with Date Star, I'm going to take the next 12 days just to focus on writing, finishing up this book and releasing it to you after Hanukkah. Immediately after Hanukkah, we're listening it to you. If you have not heard the news, I'm just going to recap to everybody. This exchange has been delayed at least till Friday. I will not be surprised if there will be any other unpleasant surprises coming our way. I did explain today why it's happening, and I hope that you understand it. This is not that we are dealing here with a situation that is normal. There's nothing normal about this kind of exchanges. It's exchange to divert a bigger Holocaust from coming upon Israel. As an Israeli, as a Jew, I think I can speak about this freely. I spoke to my sister today and we had a very heated conversation about this. She's from the left, I'm from the right. And she said, you don't understand. If we do not do this deal, we're going to see a civil war here. So brothers and sisters, let's continue to pray for this unity. Let us be united, strengthened, and understand this is what the enemy have been waiting for. Amman, our Israeli CIA, call it the perfect storm. It is the perfect storm, indeed. But right now we have to do more mitzvot, more Torah, more Ahavat Israel, more Gmilut Chasadim, more loving our neighbor. Take upon ourselves those type of actions that ultimately will help Israel to prepare for the coming of Mashiach. Yes. Hostage taking is a continuous theme in the Islam. No, it's not just in the Islam. As I explained in the book, the Deuteronomy 25, this is a continuous theme from Amalek. Again, everybody really, honestly, should read this book. Read this book. The new Hamas, it's been doing extremely well without any help from the church. Zero. Thankfully, Pastor Matt is coming to the rescue with his church and other churches. That has been very little, but it's still a tremendous blessing out of hundreds and hundreds of churches. We enter Thanksgiving. We are thankful for one thing, more than anything else, that the fact that we are raising here a group of individuals who are not silent, who are not quiet, who are standing by their conviction. You are standing by those convictions, and you're fighting for what is right. And we're thankful for that. Please continue to pray that Hashem will give me the right words in the TVs. I hope you enjoyed the first interview I released. From what I've seen, it's been very good. You should know that every day, we're getting those pro-Hamas. They're like leeches every day. With threats, with swastikas, every day. Well, guess what? We're not afraid. We stand by the truth. We stand for the truth. And we stand with the truth. And that will continue in the days ahead, without a doubt. God bless you, everybody, and enjoyed being here with you as always, and wishing everybody just Thanksgiving to be a Thanksgiving of truly being thankful for having a voice and being able to use it. And yes, next 2 weeks, Hanukkah coming. I hope everybody will truly do Hanukkah correctly this year. Can we say one thing? Do Hanukkah properly this year. Don't do things in the Hebrew roots way. Do things like Israel does. This new publication is awesome. It's in English and Spanish. It's available on Ahavat Ammi. Get it in your hand. Do the brachot properly. Do the lighting properly. Do the tikkun properly. Place the Chanukiah properly. This is the year we should check every jot and detail. Let's do things the way Israel does things properly this way, with the proper kavanah halacha. We need to have the light, brothers and sisters, in those days. God bless you, and again, I wish everybody, I know tonight, when is the Hanukkah book coming? Hanukkah book has been released. If you ordered it, it's en route, okay? You can still order it. If you order it, it's definitely en route if you have not received it yet, okay? So we're going to finish that. We're going to go to the Dome book, finish that, and then we're going to finish Romans 11 in January. That's the game plan right now. I think we are in a good shape. If you have not received Hanukkah, let's say within the next 5-6 days, reach out to me, because I do want everybody to have this wonderful resource with the tefillot, with the Hallel, I want everybody to have it in their hand for Hanukkah this year. Okay. By the way, we have some stuff heading to Israel, and I'm going to ask you to keep them in prayer as well. We're taking a lot of books to them. Obviously, the IDF get everything freely. We continue to push resources upon the IDF. Hey, we really appreciate you guys coming, supporting this. It cannot be anything better to support right now in this time. So I just want to say again, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and have a blessed Thanksgiving, everybody. Laila Tov.